action RPG The Outbound Ghost instantly caught my eye due to its cute characters, eye-catching visual style, and uncanny resemblance to its inspiration, the Paper Mario series. But does the latest Paper Mario like to hit Nintendo Switch live up to that lofty comparison? The passion and creativity is evident in developer Conradical Games' latest project, but a lack of polish in certain areas keeps it from becoming the new standard in an emerging subgenre. Let's dive right into this Nintendo Switch review of The Outbound Ghost. The Outbound Ghost centers around the lives, or should I say afterlives, of an eclectic crew of supernatural spirits stuck in the town of Outbound, the same place they inhabited during their human lives. The ultimate goal for this set of spooks is to overcome whatever burden is holding them back from ascending into the afterlife. This leads the group on an adventure through caves, deserts, snowy peaks, and more, as they search every corner of Outbound for clues. Some really fun character designs and decent writing make this quest for ascension mostly a joy to behold for the game's roughly 15-hour runtime. The Outbound Ghost visual style is nearly identical to the Switch's latest Paper Mario adventure, The Origami King. From the paper-style characters on 3D backgrounds, to even the font choice in menus and dialogue, The Outbound Ghost wears its inspiration on its sleeve. And this is, for the most part, a good thing. Each area of Outbound is brimming with character, from exploring a cave filled with fluorescent mushrooms to weaving through a maze of swords in a desert wasteland. This game's set pieces are impressive, and it gives the player ample chances to enjoy the sights via little sitting areas placed in some of the more picturesque locations. A pretty cute touch. Players will spend most of their time exploring Outbound, since the areas on the way to the main quest objectives hold many secrets and collectibles. Often, some light puzzle solving will be needed to progress, whether that's lighting torches to reveal a path forward, or solving a quick lockpicking puzzle to open a locked gate. The puzzles are for the most part simple, and the Outbound Ghost doesn't really do much to innovate in this regard, but they are a welcome change of pace during an otherwise pretty linear main quest. The game's biggest strength is its delightfully smart turn-based battle system. The ghosts fight using a party of 4 interchangeable creatures called figments, all of which provide a certain battle archetype, such as physical attacker, defender, healer, and support. Battles are fluid and snappy, with most figment commands reliant on stopping a meter at the correct timing, much like something out of the Paper Mario games of old. Interestingly, the battles in the Outbound Ghost are self-contained, meaning party HP and SP are fully restored after each encounter. This dissolves the need to worry about conserving those while adventuring and shifts the focus to how the player can best defeat each set of enemies using the full extent of the tools at their disposal. This leads to some interesting, almost puzzle-like battles, where the use of different figments to counter various enemy types is encouraged. For example, these turtle enemies have a high defense and are able to nullify strong attackers, so using a figment that can inflict a poison effect might be a smart approach. It's also pretty nice that any lost battles are instantly retryable from the defeat screen, allowing for quick trial and error in order to test different battle strategies. Figment stats and abilities can be augmented by creating equipable aspects, yet another concept the Outbound Ghost borrows from classic Paper Mario and its badge system. By fusing aspect gems with some of the game's various other collectibles, powerful aspects can be formed and equipped to each figment, granting them stat buffs or new battle capabilities. Certain figments have good synergy with certain aspects. For example, running a support figment like Trust works well in tandem with this aspect called Status Freak, which doubles the effect of any buffs placed on a particular teammate. This system can get pretty deep, and equipping figments with the right aspects can lead to some powerful battle combinations. I played the Outbound Ghost on version 1.01, which is, as of today, the most recent version of the game. In this version, I noticed that text bugs were fairly frequent, such as extra characters appearing next to Figment names and some messy scaling on the UI, with quotation marks blocking out the name of my player character. These are small, cosmetic issues that didn't affect my experience much, but it's a lack of design polish you wouldn't see in a title like Paper Mario. The real killer for the Outbound Ghost on Nintendo Switch are the load times. Here's a real-time look at the load screen before entering one of the game's regular fights. This was constant through the entire game. For a good chunk of my playthrough, I was forced to sit there staring at a black screen. I'm the type of guy who can handle a load screen here and there, but these were far too long and too frequent to not point out. Luckily, the game's creative and addictive combat system kept me interested enough to put up with them and not spend the whole game shying away from fights. It's really a shame, because if load times were somehow shortened, even by just a little bit, it would increase my enjoyment by a considerable margin. So, all this to say, the Outbound Ghost has performance problems on Switch. But the good news is they are technical problems, which might mean fixable problems. Fixable to the point that possibly somewhere down the line, a software update could come to the rescue. But as things are now, do the Switch version's problems destroy the experience? I'd say not really. The journey through Outbound, and especially the battle system, is all still very enjoyable, and a worthwhile prize for those willing to put up with the load screens. There is zero doubt that the Outbound Ghost is a game made with love and is brimming with potential. All you have to do is begin zipping through one of the game's gorgeous areas while listening to the great soundtrack to know that. And while it's not necessarily fair to compare the Outbound Ghost to Paper Mario, it's also hard not to when its inspiration is so apparent. Is this an adventure that's going to rival any game in that series? Definitely not. But even still, there's so much to love here. If you're able to look past the current technical hiccups and want an irresistibly charming RPG to scratch that Paper Mario itch, you won't do much better than the Outbound Ghost. I really recommend it for exactly that purpose.